Welcome, everybody, to the R&R Catcast, a fan-based podcast focusing on Montana State athletics. We're two dudes named Ryan from the state of Washington talking about our dear Montana State. We hope you enjoy. All right, welcome back, Bobcat fans. Thanks for joining us. How's your heart tonight? We just beat Eastern Washington in a thriller, 38-35. This is the instant reaction show after the game. Honestly, this is coming probably an hour after the game. Cortisol levels in my body are just coursing through me, so I need to calm down. This is a true instant reaction show. Whew. Thorny, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm going to try and even keel on here because we're not big fans screaming, shouting, yeah, all the time. But this is like right after the game. I'm still, like you said, I'm still like hyped up for it. I'm going to try and keep myself down to a normal level of analysis here on our quick little instant reaction show. But man, I am feeling stoked. There's a lot to unpack from this game, which we'll get into more on Monday. But right now, man, I'm just cloud nine that we actually won that game and 1-0 in the Big Sky Conference. That's all you want to be right now.
Another win on the red. That's a hard thing to do. Vegans 2-0 on the red.
Vegans 2-0, man.
Props to him. Yeah.
Wow. So he's now, 9-1 or 8-1 in conference play. Just that lone loss to the Grizz.
Yeah. It's a good point, man. Montana State, 3-1, 1-0 in the Big Sky. That's a big thing. I knew we would need this win in order to keep our playoff hopes alive. That's probably a bad statement to say because I do believe we'll make the playoffs, but this is a big one.
It's a big one.
We need this.
More breathing
room. It is a big one. Yeah. All right. Well, this is our instant reaction show. We're going to give you our gut takes. And honestly, it is really going to be the gut take because it just ended. And we want this show to be like, hey, you're walking home, you're driving home with your buddies, and you're just talking Bobcat football. So we'll give you our good, the okay, and the bad, as we like to phrase it. And then we're going to go over the Big Sky, around the Big Sky. So we'll go over the games that ended in the Big Sky, and we'll give you some slight updates on that. But this is just our gut take show.
Yep, and super earlier than normal, which is, great. I think it's going to get the content out faster, and like Foley said, like the faster it's out. Maybe when you're driving home or walking home from the game or whatever, after tailgating, probably for a couple extra hours. Hopefully it's in your iTunes or whatever, ready to go.
All right. Well, we tuned into ESPN and we're just going to count down the scores from there. Every game is final except the Weber State UC Davis game on ESPN Plus tonight at 7 p.m. That's a game I'll be paying attention to as we play UC Davis next Friday on ESPNU. We got some coverage, national coverage next week. Another night game. Can't wait for that. So we'll preview that on Monday. But first, let's go down to Greeley. The Battling Bears, Northern Colorado, took down Idaho State 35-14. Northern Colorado moved to 2-2, 1-0, and Idaho State is 0-4. Do you know what happened to Vanderwall? He's not even playing.
I think
Hunter Hayes is their quarterback right now.
Hurt, but I'm not too positive. Okay. I voted. Pretty sure I voted Idaho State dead last in the conference, so they're living up to my hype. Yes, looks like the Bears went back to Dylan McCaffrey. A little bit of a surprise after how well the other guy performed against Wyoming, but McCaffrey 23 for 28 for 234 yards and a touchdown. So, hey, good win by the Bears. Moving on down, we got Idaho take care of business against Northern Arizona. I think a game that some people had their eye on. Idaho is a rising team in the Big Sky right now. NAU coming off their what did NAU do last week? Did they beat North Dakota? Or they lost barely to North Dakota because they beat them Houston State. But, a big win for Idaho on the road and NAU. I'm not sure that I thought they could get it done in Flagstaff. Always kind of a hard place to play, but 27-10. Good job by the Vandals.
People thought Northern Arizona would be kind of a sneaky dark horse team. I'm not seeing it right now. They have an easy schedule. They're 1-3, 0-1 right now. They can turn it around, but it would take some effort from them.
Just one conference game, so nothing too bad yet.
Everything's falling off my desk over here. Apologize. All right.
You're next.
Homecoming in Missoula. The Grizzlies hung it to Portland State 53-16. They were, I think the line on this game was like a 25-point favorite for the Grizz, and they covered. They're looking strong. But Portland State, 0-3, 0-1. Montana, I don't feel like has been tested. So they're good, no doubt. They are good. But they haven't played anybody of substantial athletic ability. And when they do play them, they play them in that comfy confines of Washington Grizzly Stadium. So I kind of have a hard read on Montana. How good are they? Are they national championship ready? I'm not sure.
Hard to know.
I'm not ready to go down that path quite yet.
Another special teams touchdown. Junior Brigham turned for a touchdown. I don't know if they got anything else. That's all I can see on the stats. But yeah, Grizz are rolling, man.
Yeah.
What they're doing. They're beating everyone badly. And, question is, can they keep rolling all year? We'll find out. Last game, bit of a surprise perhaps, and maybe not. 41-10, Sac State takes it to FBS Colorado State, Mountain West, future Mountain West conference partner, Colorado State. 41-10, and in a game where Troy Taylor took it out on our old boy Freddie Banks. No offense to Freddie Banks, no hard feelings here, but he walked into a bad situation at Colorado State, and that's just not going very well. But yeah, Sac State just took it to him, 41-10. It was 24-10 at halftime, and Sac State scored all 17 of the game's 17 points in the second half. Colorado State shut out in the second half, 41-10. Hornets looking good, 3-0, undefeated with an FBS win on the resume. I mean, no one's really talking about Sac State the way that they're talking about all the other powers. Sac State should probably be a top 6 or 7 team after the rankings come out on Monday.
Yeah, they're deserved. So get those Hornets up, Stingers up, right?
Stingers up. Makes me laugh every time. All right.
Everybody, Sac State's weird, man. They don't want to give any love to Sac State because it's the Grizzlies and the Cats. But they're just out there doing their deal in Sacramento, taking care of business every week.
Yeah, the media is all about the Grizz, the Cats, Eastern always a little bit, and then Weber State in the last few years has earned their place in the national discussion. But Sac State hasn't really proven anything in the playoffs just yet. So that's what I think people are kind of still like, okay, yeah, they can go 10-1 in the regular season, but they haven't done much in the playoffs. But looking good again in the regular season.
All right. Well, let's get into this game, Thorny.
All right. Start off with the good. I'm going to start off. I thought the defense played better. I'm not going to say the defense played good, but I saw big improvements from the whoop down. It's not a word, whatever. The beatdown we took last week in Portland, the good old-fashioned whoop down in Portland, I thought that they responded pretty well. It was looking like it was going to be a lot more of the same. Eastern Washington scored 2 easy touchdowns on their first 2 drives, and I'm like doing the math, like, what was that, 14 drives since we forced a punt, and like 12 of them ended. There's like 12 touchdown drives against us, like in the last 15 drives, and none of them were punts. The other 3 weren't punts. But yeah, I thought the defense responded, made some big players. I saw players make some plays today. Like Valdez made some plays. Like that's just what I was thinking in the second half. Like we need guys just to make plays. Period. Someone's got to step up, hit a guy behind the line of scrimmage, knock the ball down, make an interception, turn the ball over. We just needed a playmaker to do something, and several guys did that in the second half. So I will put the progress of the defense in the good category, but overall defense probably not. But still, I liked what I saw on the improvement.
Got to give props to Sean Chambers in the good category as well. Sean was only 6 for 12 for 69 yards in the passing game. He had 1 touchdown and 1 interception in the red zone, but he had 28 carries for 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was QB1 after Tommy Mellott went down. The concussion banged his head off the turf there. Sean Chambers carried this team, and I think the team felt galvanized behind him. And just when he came in, not to say Tommy didn't have this with the team as well, but when he came in, the defense started playing better. The offense was running more smoothly. And I just thought Chambers did a really good job. I don't know if that makes him a case for a QB1 going forward or what the status is for Tommy Mellott. But like you said offline, he just has more QB-ness to him rather than Tommy Millott, which feels a little bit more like he's forcing himself to be a QB.
I think Ty Gregorak had a really good quote. I think it was Ty Gregorak on the Big Sky Breakdown with Coulter Nuanez, or maybe it was Brooks Nuanez. Sorry. He said, when we're talking about Tommy Millott and quarterbacks, like quarterbacks are quarterback guys. Tommy Millott is a football guy. Sean Chambers looks more like a quarterback guy. I'm not saying he's like a great quarterback, and he's still kind of like a halfway mix between a good quarterback and a guy who just runs most of the time. But he looks better. I thought his throwing ability looked pretty good. He made some throws that I don't think Tommy Millott would have even attempted to make. So I don't know. Maybe there's a controversy heading into UC Davis next on Friday. Even if Millott's healthy, I don't know. But I liked, Sean Chambers, definitely a good category. He won this game. He led the team down. I mean, him and Elijah Elliott we'll get to in a second. But yeah, 28 carries for 160 yards. Now I'm seeing updated stats here. Holy cow. He just ran over Eastern all day long. 28 carries, that's a lot. But he's bigger than Tommy. I feel more comfortable about a 6'3", 240-pound guy rushing the ball 28 times than Millott at like whatever he is, 205 or whatever, like 6 foot. Yeah, good category, Sean Chambers, for sure.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Elijah Elliott. He had 18 carries for 156.
He got some carries.
We were handing it off. And he looks good when he has the ball.
He looks great. Like, let's be real. Mm-hmm. Eastern's run defense is pretty bad. And they got gashed against Tennessee State. Oregon, you can toss the game out the window. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, Elijah Elliott looked really good carrying the ball.
Mm-hmm. Had a really nice touchdown catch in the first quarter. Was it catch or was it run? I can't remember right now.
I don't know. Let's see. Look in the stats if he has a receiving touchdown or not. He does not have a receiving touchdown. So he has just one catch for 15 yards, which was in the second half somewhere, I believe. But I guess other good category would be getting Elliott involved, and then so that you didn't have to give credit to the house right, or we've been kind of harping or questioning why Elliott hasn't got any carries, just from a standpoint of why do you keep running Tommy Millott in a blowout loss at Oregon State? He's just taking hits for no reason. So why not give it to Elliott? Maybe they were completely saving Elliott for conference play, showing nothing on film, and keeping our only real healthy running threat healthy by not running him the ball. I don't know. But whatever it was, he came out and had kind of a coming out party today. Love to see it. And kudos to Elliott and the coaching staff for getting him the ball, 18 carries for 156 yards, 8.7 yards a carry. Eastern just could not arm tackle Elijah Elliott. He looked like he wanted it, man. He's running aggressive and with passion.
Kind of looked pissed off when he has the ball. It's a good way to run.
Give me 6 carries the last 2 weeks. That's his motivation there.
Oh man. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the OK. I think like the defense, like I don't want to go. You said the defense was good in the good category. I thought it was okay. We like you said, it was a progression, and yeah. Well, maybe I want to skip that thought. I think I probably would take that back. The defense was better. I still think there's room for improvement. I need to go back and watch the game again to see what kind of shifts we made. Pretty much going into like the second quarter, there was a stretch in there, Ryan, and we'll go back and see it again. But we had 3 and outs. Mm-hmm. Our defense had like three and out, probably four of those.
Yeah, from like the end of the second quarter into the third quarter.
We were getting more pressure, and that was something that was really refreshing to see. It was like, oh man, that's the defense I saw last year. Where has that been? So,
put it in the okay category, man. Like, don't take it back. I think the defense deserves to be in the okay category because it wasn't a great performance. Like they gave up 2 long touchdowns. Like Micah Smith had like a 56-yard touchdown. Then they had that 80-yard touchdown toss and catch, easiest toss and catch you'll ever have to Freddie Robertson, who just outran Simeon Woodard to the end zone. I mean, there was still some big glaring problems. So overall, if you're grading it on like this game only and no scale of what last game looked like, it was just okay. I mean, borderline still
were missing
bad.
Jeff Manning in the back.
That's true. Yeah,
he was out.
Pottinger got picked on. I think Pottinger's going to be a good player. That's his first game, man, and he's a freshman or whatever, and he got picked on.
Yeah.
As any good offensive coordinator should do. Like they're out there, hey, who's that guy? I don't know that guy in film. Let's attack him. Basically, is what that comes down to. That's not their starting guy.
I thought our defensive line played okay and then got better throughout the game. I'm a little bit okay-ish on Brody Greavy. I thought he'd be better than we were expecting to see. He seems slow. Not slow, but not like explosive. I kind of expected to see a little bit like Daniel Hardy-esque. Brody's not Daniel Hardy.
No, he's not.
And he might need to lose some weight in order to become that Daniel Hardy. We're not sure. We talked about that a little bit offline. Valdez got going. He put the hurt on Talkington later on. And so that was good to see. But Brody Greavy leaves a little bit on the bone for me.
Yeah, Valdez put a big whooping on Talkington, and Danny, you crushed him in the first half. I don't know if you saw that. Talkington ran up the sideline, and for whatever reason, just kept running right up the side there, about 2 feet away from the edge, and Danny smoked him. It's still a 10-yard gain, but he completely depleted him. I don't know what you're doing, Talkington, man. Get out of bounds, man. Yeah, I don't know. The defensive line has room to improve. I think they're asking Greavy to be more of an every down type defensive end, a run stopping defensive end too. So he bulked up a little bit. So he's not going to be that explosive guy who, like, Hardy's main task was just like go after the quarterback and just don't stop moving your feet, basically. I think Ben Seymour is kind of more of the Daniel Hardy role this year. And, Ben Seymour, I like him as a player, but Hardy's in the NFL. Come on. You're not going to replace Daniel Hardy. Ben Seymour is not as good as Daniel Hardy. Doesn't mean he's not a good player. But I think they're asking Greavy to be more of a traditional strong side end this year. And he looks, I don't know, he just doesn't look explosive in that position.
Yeah. All right. Any other okays for you?
I'm trying to think. I got some more stuff to talk about here. We got a few more minutes left before we hit our 20-minute mark, but I think I'm going to put them. Okay, I'll put this one in the okay category because I'm not strongly enough opinionated on it to put in the bad category, but right before, halftime, it was 4th and goal. We got down. It was like 1st and goal, and we got stuffed 3 times, got down like the 2-yard line, and it was 4th and 2. I think we were up. Was it tied 21, or we were up 24? We were up 24-21 at this point, I think is what the score was. And I'm like, just go for it, man. Nothing to do with who our kicker is. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that we'd missed the field goal, which is what happened. But even before we even kicked the field goal, I'm like, just go for it, man. This is how you win these kinds of games. We're not the underdog necessarily, but this would take all the momentum. And, if we come out and kick a field goal and miss it, it's the same kind of result. Like they're going to be Eastern's going to be galvanized either way. So why not go out there and try and punch in a touchdown? But then, complete disaster. Blake Glessner comes out and shanks the old NFL distanced extra point. So, yeah, I'm put that in the okay category because I don't think that field goal was a bad decision. I would have liked to have seen them be more aggressive and gone for the touchdown there on 4th down.
Yeah, play to win.
Play to win, especially on the road. Bad category.
All right. Let's start wrapping this up with the bads. I thought when Montana State tried to go into the first down passing game when we were up 10 points and pretty much gave us that's when momentum shifted because they got a couple of good stops, a couple sacks on Sean Chambers, and a couple series there we were 3rd and long, 2nd and long, and we got out of our rhythm of just running it down their throats, and I have no clue why we went to that. We completed a really good pass across the middle to, I think it was Cleveland Thomas, and then maybe had a couple, Derek Schnell had a really good, the Alaskan assassin, as Ty Gregorak called him. He had a really good catch, and then Pickering missed a really nice drag route. And so all of a sudden we became this passing team for a brief moment in time. And I feel like Housewright fell in love with it, and then it got us into some trouble.
Yeah, he saw some success there and maybe just got a little like, oh, we can just continue to this. But we have been just absolutely dominating them on the lines and just bursting through holes created by the offensive line. I don't understand why we went away from that, at least not to that extent. Like, you still got to pass the ball. I'm okay with that, but we just started passing on first down and then taking sacks, and it was questionable. And then the worst part was involved in that little stretch is Elijah Elliott wasn't in the game. Like, they brought in Marquise Johnson. So when they did run the ball, Marquise Johnson had, looking on the stats here, 3 carries for 8 yards. I think they were all kind of in that stretch we were trying to throw the ball. I don't know if we had him in there to do more as a receiving option. So that's why he was in the game, in case we wanted to leak him out and do a little check down to him. But it was weird, man. We switched up the whole offense there for a minute, and it went poorly, and we let Eastern back into the game, and they took the lead for a stretch there.
They did.
I thought we're going to give this away.
Riley missed Callahan Riley missed a pick 6, shades of Troy Anderson last year, where it was just like nothing but open end zone in front of him, and then stone hands. That could have sealed the game too. We had some plays where if we would have scored right before half, like you said, on that 4th down call, and if we would have hit that pick 6 that was right there, we had chance to just bury Eastern and just put this away, and we let them back in. So that's definitely a bad. Like, we had them on the ropes, we were taking their souls, and then we're like, nope, you can have your soul back just a little bit, and then we gave them the lead, and that was really terrifying as a Cat fan.
I mean, the Cats rushed the ball for 355 yards in this game. They could have ran for over 400. Eastern just wasn't going to stop us. Period.
No.
So we just switched away from it. Like, would Jeff Choate have switched away from it? Jeff Choate was always like I don't want to bring Jeff Choate back into this, but I loved his mentality of like, if I'm running the ball for 6 yards a carry, why would I throw it? And that's what I just wanted to see in this game. Like, they can't stop us. Why throw the ball? Like, why put it in the air? Be an interception. It's going to stop the clock if it's an incompletion. We want to just keep bleeding the clock out. It was all, I don't know. So, a little questionable, but overall, several chances to really put Eastern away, like you said. But, came out with the win. That's all you can really ask for in this kind of game against a desperate East Washington team that had 2 weeks to prepare for us. And when Tommy Lott went down, we could have let that affect the morale. And also Tommy Lott being as I estimated, like one of the top 6 rushers we have on the team. So now we're down to like our 7th preseason best rusher. There's lots of reasons that we could have lost this game, but the Bobcats were able to pull it out, and I love the resolve of the team. I'm on cloud 9 right, man. Like, there's a lot to work on. We'll talk about that on Monday. Enjoy the win tonight, Bobcat fans.
We'll talk a lot about the game on Monday. We'll talk about the interception that was or wasn't. The call that we got at the very end. Let's save our take on that until Monday. All right?
That
sounds good.
Yep. I want to say it right now, but we'll do that. All right. Well, thanks for listening, man. What an exciting win. Be happy, Cat fans. Enjoy the win tonight. Take the weekend to enjoy it. I want to just thanks everyone for listening again. You can always find us on Twitter, RRCatcast. You can find us on the web, rrcatcast.com. Shoot us an email, rrcatcast@gmail.com, and make sure you send us over any Golden Coolie questions you might have. We'll answer them on Monday about this game, about the next opponent, or anything in between. So, boy, let's get out here, man. Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.